Hey, 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 we're here, guys. so, first of all, Grant, man, thanks for making it. I mean, this can be monumental. I know that I'm going to take notes. So,
Great, great.
while we wait for people to wait, I just want to, well, congratulate you, first of all, on all your success. I know it's been a long journey, right, of ups and
Mhm,
downs.
mhm. Of course.
but but yeah, for sure. We're we're ready and willing to put our thinking hats on and consume what you have to give us. So the way it's going to work, the live stream. Uh, Me and Grant, we about a couple weeks ago, we started to organize this, and so Grant's prepared, all prepared. I'm all prepared, and Grant's going to be
Mhm,
considering six fundamental tips to increment your LinkedIn sales game. And
mhm, mhm.
this coming from a coach who has achieved six figures. So all ears open and ready to um, um, absorb this information. And then I will be considering um, like content strategy, DM strategy, and sales call strategy. Awesome, Grant. So, yeah, just take it away whenever you're ready, man. We're all ears. Thanks.
Sounds great, man. Okay, so to kick this off, guys, I am actually going to share my screen. So, in one sentence, if I were to summarize the absolute biggest problems that I see people have with marketing and sales, it would be this: not understanding what motivates your audience to take action. Because the truth is that if you're selling on LinkedIn, you can have the best product in the world, but if you can't get people to take action, to book a call with you, to sign up for your program, it's going to be very, very difficult to build a successful business. So, to get your audience to take action, to have messages that resonate with people, get people excited to meet with you, there are six essential insights that you absolutely must have. Whether you're a one man company or a multi million dollar business, you need to understand these six things. If you are talking to the right people, but you're having trouble making sales, there's a 99% chance that you're not communicating one of these six insights. So, this is foundational to any winning sales strategy. And the six insights are here. The first three are related to your customer. Number four is related to your competition. This is related to your product or service. And this is related to your knowledge and expertise. So, the first one, you need to understand the immediate problems that your prospects are struggling with. What's going on in your target customers' lives that they're having difficulties with right now? Second, you need to understand what their long term goals are. What are their dreams? What are their 5 year future plans? And you also need to understand their limiting beliefs. This is the things that they think that are actually not true, that are preventing them from getting the results that they want. Next, you need to know the problems with your competition. What are the limitations of other solutions? What do people really want that your competition is not providing? This is a great way to stand out in the market. You need to have a unique value proposition. Whatever you're selling, your product, your course, you need to be able to explain what makes it special. What is the unique value people will get from working with you that would be very difficult to get anywhere else? And finally, you need proof that what you say and what you sell is true. So you can build trust with people, build that authority, and get people to believe in your message. So these six insights will be incorporated into everything you do with your business: your LinkedIn profile, your DM strategies, what you talk about on your sales calls, as well as your actual product or service. So let's go through these 6 in a little bit more detail, starting with the immediate problems. What is your audience struggling with right now? In this case, the prospects are usually aware of this problem. They know it's happening, but they might not know why. And they might not know how much it's affecting their lives. And as someone in sales, you need to bring their attention to these things. So, for example, I know a lot of people who signed up for this are in the business English world. If you're selling a business English program, something that your prospect might say is that it takes them a really long time to prepare for their work meetings. And when they have to speak, they're always really nervous. And both of these things can have a pretty big impact on your life. So if you're spending hours every week having to prepare for these meetings, that's time that's being taken away from your family. That's time that's being taken away from things you're passionate about. And if you are constantly nervous, that's probably going to come with a major hesitance to speak up. You're not going to be as proactive. You won't be contributing as much to the workplace. And that can ultimately severely limit your career progression and result in you getting passed up for opportunities you're completely qualified for. None of that's very good. And you need to draw people's attention to that, but not in a way that makes them just feel terrible. You want to discuss these problems and discuss the impact they're having with some empathy. Highlight that you really care about the challenges this person's facing and you want to help them solve them. So, for this example, instead of just saying something like, oh, yeah, if you're that nervous, you're never going to be able to develop your career. That's pretty negative. Say something a little bit more empathetic. If you're talking to them on a call or in the DMs, maybe try, I'm so sorry you're dealing with all of this. I can tell that you're passionate about your career and you obviously have a ton of insight to give. It must be really frustrating not being able to show that to your bosses. Come from a place that you really care. So that's the first insight. The second one is the long term goals. So, what is your prospect's desired end state? What do they really want to accomplish? And this is a very underrated, important sales tip. Whatever this is, you need to convince them that it's possible. Because if they don't believe that achieving their dream is possible for them, if they don't think this can happen no matter what they do, they're not going to take action, even if you have the best program in the world. I used to think that if you encourage your prospects too much, if you compliment them, say all the great things about them on the sales call, that they might think they don't need your help. Maybe that could happen, but in a majority of cases, they need that empowerment. They need the encouragement. And if they seem doubtful, you've got to convince them that this is possible. Before you sell them on your program, you have to sell them on the idea that whatever they're dreaming of, it can happen for them. So, going back to our earlier example, let's imagine that our nervous speaker would like to reach a director level position within the next 5 years. That's their big dream that they're hoping for. And in this case, we could encourage them and let them know this is possible by saying how much of an expert they are in their field. Their education, their career background are incredibly impressive. If they have good communication skills, so they can show more of that expertise, and they also have a winning networking strategy, so they're able to make a good impression on the right people, they can absolutely make this happen. And when they do, they're going to be so, so proud. Before we move to the limiting beliefs, I want to highlight a quick difference between the immediate goals the immediate problems and the long-term goals. Think of it like this. The immediate problems that your prospect is having, that's what will get them on the call with you. And this should be something that you address early on in your program. It should be completely clear to them that whatever they're struggling with right now will be solved by completing whatever you're selling. However, for a majority of people, unless this is a massive problem, you'll probably need a little bit more to get them to sign up for anything that's a premium product. So the immediate problems will get them onto the call with you, showing the progress they can make towards their long-term goals. That's what will get them to actually buy. And so, like I said earlier, you need to show them that this long-term goal is possible. And you need to show them that by the completion of your program, if they work with you, if they do everything you suggest, they either will have achieved or will have made significant progress towards whatever this goal is. So now that we've clarified that, let's move on to the third insight, which is their limiting beliefs. These are, what incorrect beliefs does your audience have that are preventing them from reaching their goals? These are often things that your prospect is not aware of, and don't be afraid to challenge their beliefs. If they're believing something that's incorrect, that's preventing them from getting to their desired end state, you need to have the courage to point that out to them. I used to think you should just agree with everything any prospect says on the call. The right people will really appreciate you calling out their limiting beliefs, and that's going to build an enormous amount of trust with them. As an example of this, let's imagine we are a career development coach, kind of the niche that I'm in right now. And let's say we're talking to someone who says they've applied to tons of jobs and they're not getting any interviews. And they are convinced their resume must not be good enough. They want you to help them edit their resume. But you, as the expert, you recognize that it might not be the resume. In reality, their LinkedIn profile's very poorly written. It doesn't sound like they're networking very much. And if they are networking, they're not sending the right types of messages to the right people. So rather than just going along with what they're saying about the resume, talk about that. Explain to them why LinkedIn is so important and get them to buy into your solution, the solution that will actually get them where they want to go. So now that we understand those three things about our prospects, another very underrated sales tip that I don't see people talking about enough is the problems with other solutions. What are our competitors not offering people that they obviously need? And an important distinction here is that your competitors will be the people and companies selling similar services to you, but they're also going to be, in the age of the internet, YouTube, Google, and probably ChatGPT. So you're not just competing with people, you're also competing with all the information on the internet. And you need to be able to highlight the limitations here, not necessarily in a way that's talking trash about them, but in a way that shows you really understand what your prospects need. So let's say we're a fitness coach. We help people lose weight and get in better shape. Maybe our biggest competition would be personal trainers. However, we have a PhD in physiology, and most personal trainers don't understand the body on a scientific level. They don't understand hormones. For men, they don't understand how to optimize your testosterone levels. And also, the 1 hour you spend with a personal trainer, that would totally ignore the remaining 23 hours of the day. Maybe our program is 24/7. We optimize all areas of your life, not just the time you spend in the gym. And then when it comes to all the YouTube fitness and free content out there, most of it's just trying to sell useless supplements. There's no real plan or structure with a lot of the free stuff. It's not customized for you, and there's no accountability. There's no one there checking with you, making sure you get everything done. And these three things, so no structure, it's not customized for you, and there's no accountability. These are what most people really want when it comes to a premium program. So highlight how your service has the stuff that these don't. And that's what we'll do next with our unique value proposition. This is how you'll get people interested in your programs. It's explaining how your offer is different and will actually get them the results that they're desiring. I kind of created this math problem here. So the unique value of your offer will be something that solves their immediate problem, gets them closer to their desired goal, whatever that is, and they actually believe it. They trust you, they believe in the insight you're offering. It offers what your competition doesn't offer, and it also challenges some of the limiting beliefs that your audience might have. If you can incorporate these four things into the offer that you're selling, that's what will get people excited to work with you. And one thing I'll add to this, though, is that none of us, we will never beat the internet, in that there is more information on YouTube and Google than any of us could ever learn in our entire lifetimes. And back in 2021, I kind of made a mistake with the way that I sell, in that I tried to overload my programs with information. I put in all these extra assignments and all these extra videos, and it actually didn't get very good results because it was just too much. People didn't have time. It wasn't as valuable for them. And so now my program is much more streamlined. There's a lot of information, but it's only the most important information that people really, really need. So as you're structuring your program, thinking about how you can add more value to the people you work with, keep in mind that they don't necessarily want more information. They want higher quality, customized information with accountability and encouragement. So once you've convinced them of all of this, you got to build some proof so everyone believes you. I think there are three main ways to build proof and build trust with your audience. It's content that is actually insightful and valuable for them. It's your own personal branding, and it's having really, really good testimonials. So we're going to talk about all three of these briefly. So if you're ever struggling to think of stuff to talk about in your posts, the easiest tip would just be to take the topics that are coming up in your coaching sessions or in your DMs. Anytime someone messages you and says, "Oh, I'm having this problem," or if a problem comes up with a client in one of your sessions, the chances are very, very high that other people are having those same exact problems. So take the problems that your clients are actually sharing with you and incorporate them into your content strategy. Something else I recommend is, with your content, especially with more long form content. So if you make a longer video, have an ebook, I would go deep on a single concept instead of trying to cover everything on a relatively basic level. Give a ton of insight on the first 5%. Don't try to cover 100% in a single ebook. So, for example, if we're a LinkedIn coach and we're making a 20-minute video about how to use LinkedIn in a more effective way, it would probably be better to make that video all about writing a really, really good LinkedIn about section. Just focus on this one thing. Don't make a 20-minute video that covers all aspects of LinkedIn on a basic level. Because to be honest, this one, just covering everything on a basic level, that's basically what Google and YouTube do. And you guys obviously want to show that whatever you're offering is a lot more insightful than Google and YouTube. So cover a small topic on a very deep level and let them know if they want to learn the rest, then that's what your program's for. And something I like to think before posting any content, a great question to ask yourself is just, does this show that I have unique insight or unique value to offer? Is this something that you could just copy and paste from Google, or is it something that people will read and think, wow, this guy's actually an expert? The next one, branding. I do think your content is most important. And it looks like somehow my thumb got messed up in the slide here. I'll move that over really fast. There we go. Okay. But with branding, your content will be most important, but I think great branding can be a massive advantage, especially because sometimes it can be hard to build that trust. If you have great visuals, if you look professional, if your videos are very high quality, in the first second, people will recognize that you've put a lot of effort into this. When I say great branding, I don't necessarily mean you always have to look really professional and expensive. I just think your videos, website, the carousel posts, the images that you share, it should match the vibe and it should match what would appeal to your target audience. So if your target audience, if you work with artists who are in their 20s, who are highly creative people, you can probably be more casual, more fun, use bright colors with your branding. But if your audience is C-level executives at financial firms, you'll probably want something a little bit more serious and professional. So keep in mind the vibe of your audience and match your branding to what would appeal to them. All right, so the last thing, testimonials. Post every win you can. Once your business is off the ground, you have a good influx of clients coming in, I would aim to post one testimonial or some form of a success story on LinkedIn every single week. So you're posting about these things often. However, it's not just about quality. The quantity is also very important. You want testimonials where people are really sharing how great your program is, how unique it is, how much it's changed their lives. You don't just want people to say, Jordan's program was great, I'm satisfied, because that's not going to do much to get people to see the true unique value that you offer. So get really good testimonials where they're sharing how much your service has helped them. And when you share these testimonials, connect the stories to the people reading them, to the prospects, and let them know this can happen for you as well if you book that call with me or if you sign up for my course. So the last thing we're going to do, we're going to look at a full testimonial example. This is just an outline of how your posts should look. And notice how this incorporates all of the insight that we've covered so far in this presentation. So you got the screenshot maybe of their LinkedIn recommendation, or you got a video where they're talking about how you've changed their life. Instead of just posting, they got a great result, post something like this. When this client and I met 6 months ago, they were struggling with, and then talk about those immediate problems. While working together, and then share all the unique insight that you had for them, the things that you guys did together that really gave them the skills and the value that they were looking for. Now and then whatever their results were, incorporate both how you solved their immediate problems and how they were able to progress towards their long-term goals. I'm so happy for, and then the client, compliment them, praise them, and show how much your work matters to you. Show that you love working with people like this, because that level of empathy, that's going to resonate with a lot of people, because people want to work with others who are really dedicated and passionate about helping them. This is when we're going to connect it to the people reading. So maybe someone's reading all this, they're thinking, oh, I have these problems too. I would love to solve these goals. So we're going to speak directly to them. If you're hoping to get these similar results, you don't need, and then whatever limiting beliefs that they might be having. You don't need to waste your time and then the problems with other solutions. You don't need to waste your time memorizing tons of grammar idioms. You don't need to waste your time in a free talking class where you're just having casual small talk. You need the communication skills to make a great impression on your bosses and level up your career. So you just need the right plan, and then give your call to action, whatever it is. Sign up for this free newsletter to learn more. Here's a link to book a call with me. I'd love to talk more about your situation. But whatever it is, use all of this to build up that desire in them, and then have an easy, simple, single request at the end of your posts. Okay, so I'm going to turn my screen share off. And the
Awesome,
last
Grant.
thing,
Oh,
sorry, I
go
did
ahead.
have one
Sorry.
other thing I
So
was
go
going to
ahead.
say.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, you're good. So the last thing that I was going to share is something that I feel very, very passionate about, and I hope that all the coaches watching this that they feel the same way. So we're all here to learn sales. Sales and marketing are incredibly important, but don't ever forget that your business exists to deliver value to other people. You're not you didn't create a business so you can master sales funnels, even though it's an important part of being successful. The number one thing that you should always focus on is delivering tremendous value to the clients that you work with. The absolute biggest reason that my business has become successful, it's not because of my sales, it's not because of my marketing. It's because I have put so much time and effort into creating a program that delivers tremendous value to people. And so when people work with me, they get great results and they tell their friends about it. They continue working with me. I get lots of recommendations. That's the most important thing here. And so if you're spending a ton of time investing in learning sales, learning marketing, make sure you're also investing time and money in making your actual service better, because the most powerful sales strategies will always be having amazing testimonials from the people you've worked with and really truly believing that your service is the best in the world for solving the problems that your prospects are facing.
Wow, Grant, that was awesome. I mean, like, everything just resonated with me for sure. And for anybody here, go to grantsunby.com and take a look at this guy's videos. Man, some top quality stuff. He's very warm, very smiley. He's very approachable in his videos, and it's something that, you know, I even have to like catch myself to always smile in my videos and become approachable, because
Mhm,
that's all
mhm,
part of the
mhm,
strategy, right? I mean to become this approachable, so like teddy bear, right, that people want to go to, right? So yeah, for sure.
mhm, mhm,
Hey guys, in the meantime, let us know. We're gonna dedicate some time, a little bit, maybe 5 minutes, to questions after my little short part, and then we can show your question and deal with that question. So please let us know you're here, and also please let us know that you have questions, and we'll be happy to answer them, whatever question that you have. Okay, well,
totally.
Grant, this leads me into my part. I mean,
Mhm, mhm,
it's synchronicity here, man. We're in sync. I mean, everything resonated so deeply, and I agree with you 100%. Just like having that product is number one. You know, I've changed my my program used to be all about templates and all about scripts, but now
mhm,
it's all
mhm.
about personalization and customization. See
That's
what
what
they
people
want,
want.
right? And so it's like really about what they want, right? Like when
Mhm,
many months ago, I mean, maybe I wasn't getting. I got results from my clients, but maybe I wasn't getting enough results from my clients, and so
mhm, mhm.
I mean, you can get results, but those results that transcend, like, the best coach ever that they've had in their life. I mean, that's like major. I mean, gratitude that they show, right? Especially,
Mhm,
it must
mhm.
feel very, very special, Grant, when you get super results for a client and they tell other people and they shout it from the
Absolutely.
rooftops,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, for sure.
Mhm,
Awesome. So I'm just gonna go over some content strategy. Um, so, like for instance, I can't I can't emphasize this enough. Start with a good hook, make it mobile friendly. What I mean by mobile friendly is the majority of people are on LinkedIn with their phones. And if they don't see your hook, or if your hook gets cut off in mid sentence with that big see more, well, then, I mean, they're not going to um, click the see more, which is important. Like people in your network might, but people outside looking in, the lurkers, the third and the second and third degree connection, those are lurkers. They might not, right? And that's where the majority, the well, in my case, that's where my majority of the business comes. Those second and third degree connections. So it's like, okay. So first of all, I'm going to take you through the process of how I